Hi, this is a video on the Brontosaurus 8 by HSP 110 RC off-road vehicle, and the reason for the video is that my one had a little accident, so the suspension arm actually broke and it actually tore. As you can see, it actually tore, and where this thing is it's held on with this steel fitting, and it sits over there, which keeps the wheels attached to the body. As you can see now, they're no longer attached, so this part actually sits inside there. So what I decided to do is, realizing that a young person is driving this and there will be more damages, I've ordered a selection of spare parts which I'll quickly describe, and then I will go through how to repair this unit. The first thing I have are steering hubs, which look like this. Now they are directional. There's a right and there's a left, and you can see there are two holes sitting here. So this one is the left, so it will sit on that side, and this one is the right, and where it sits is it sits there, like that, there. So it attaches to the servo linkage. The servo linkage attaches in there. The next item is a rear, they call it a rear upright, which is this. But to me, unless there was a labeling problem, this is also a hub, and this hub sits on the rear, and it sits there. It attaches the bottom plate here to the wheel, and there are the servo linkage attaches onto this. So two come in a pack, just like the steering hubs. Two come in a pack. The next item is the main diff gear. I ordered this one because it's plastic. There is a steel gear as well, and I just assumed that the plastic would wear out quicker, and you'll find the diff gear within the gearbox. I then ordered a steering assembly, which is this guy over here. I then ordered a servo saver assembly, which looks like this, and he fits in there, and that's when you turn the wheels, this guy is actually turning like that. Okay, I then ordered servo linkages. This is the servo. You get two in a pack, and that's for turning the steering wheel. And another good part to order would be the wheel linkages, which are these. They didn't have stock of that. I then ordered lower arm pins, which are two steel pins. I doubt you'll need spares of those. Then I ordered a gearbox casing, which looks like this, and the beauty is there's one gearbox and there's another gearbox. It's the same fitting, so it's quite nice like that. And then the front lower suspension arms, they look like this, so they fit in over there and over here. I then also ordered the stock tower. I'm sorry, the shock tower, which is this guy here, which you attach the shocks to. Looks like this. One comes in a pack, and then a spare bumper. Okay, so to repair this guy is actually quite easy. Oh, and also get yourself some clips or paper clips for the cover. 8 come in a pack of the clips, and the two that hold the battery down are also the same clips. Now, right, to do this repair and replace this part, which is called the lower suspension arm, and it's front or rear, it's the same. The first thing I notice is that my fastening pin here is actually bent, so I'm just going to bend it back. And how I do that, you can use pliers or I just lean it against this tile here, and there we go, almost right angle. Let me just bend it a bit more. Perfect, good as new. Now what I want to do is I want to thread it in. See, it threads inside there. And I can actually first install the arm. So in order to get here, you need to remove 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have removed these 4 screws. And it kind of fits underneath this gearbox, and I just slot it in, and it's got a lip here, so you have to actually lift it up. There we go. So now it is in. The lip seats in there, and now all I need to do is screw it in and then tighten these two. Why I loosen these is just so that the frame, this body, could just lift up a bit in order for me to slide this piece in. So now I'll just put the screws in. Now the screws for the suspension arm are flat. They're a little bit different, because there are other screws on the Brontosaurus which are longer, and other ones which have a round head. So if you look, you can see there are different heights of these screws. So just to be on the safe side, let's just compare and just see the one. Okay, so what you need to use is the longer one actually. Okay, so we just screw that in. Right. Done. Okay, so now the arm, the control arm, is now back in there. Now what we need to do is to put the, what they call a dog bone, which for me would look more like looks like a drive shaft, but anyway, it wedges into the hub, and then it clips, or it kind of fits in the diff. And you've got to do that first before you put the clip, this clip, back in. So I'm just going to seat the clip just a little bit so that this side doesn't come loose. There we go. Now I'm going to do the other side. So you seat it in the diff area, and then it's got to go into the hub. And now I just need to attach. There we go. So what I need to do now is bring this round and press it into that hole, keeping both of these fastened. There we go, one in there, and this one, whoops. Okay, make sure the shock springs might get in your way, just seat them on their mountings. Right, that's better. And now I can just press. Okay, so looking at that, let's just, okay, so looking at that, and I just need to press this in while aligning it. Okay, so just checking, yes, it is working. So now I just still need to press it in a bit more. And be careful of this lateral movement, so you need to align it so that the pin can exit the other side of the control arm. Almost. And this side. Right, so we need to press this in beyond the holes because the bumper has to fit in here. So we just need to press this in a bit more. So here we go. Just kind of using those holes as a wedge. Okay. And now I'll just press it one more time. Okay, and there. Right, now that is in, now we can put the bumper back on. Right, now we can put the bumper back on. So you've just got to align these and clip them in there and one in there. Right, and the bumper gets screwed down. You've got 2 screws there and 2 at the bottom. So the screws for the bumper at the bottom are the flat screws. Flat head, it's keeping a flat profile here. So there we go, screwing the bumper back on. And now the bumper top to the post. These are the round screws. And that's it. So now you have your car repaired and we can test it.